I'm here to portray Harriet Tubman. What's that mean when I say portray Harriet Tubman? I'm gonna act like Harriet Tubman, right? Do you know when Harriet Tubman was born? How long ago that was?
No. 1970s.
No way.
1960. 18.
Was it about
18 something. 1821.
Whoa!
Oh, hello there. How you doing? Oh my, I got so many visitors today showing up too. Where your children come from? Where you go to school?
Yeah.
I actually live here in Auburn, New York now. But when I was a little girl, I was born in Maryland. Anybody know where Maryland is? Well, y'all know me as Harriet Tubman, right? Up here in Auburn, everybody call me Aunt Harriet, okay? So y'all can call me Aunt Harriet too, okay? That's right. But when I was born, my name was Araminta Ross. They called me Minty for short. That was my nickname. Anybody got a nickname? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, all our folks got sure don't go to school.
No.
We didn't get to read or write. You know what? If you get caught learning how to read and write, you get in trouble.
What is your time for the questions?
I ain't got to go to school like you sure. I sure ain't. That's so good to go to school and learn stuff. You know, when I was about 6 years old, anybody here 6 years old? About the age of that baby right there. I ain't go to school. I went to work. Sure enough did. Ooh, they sent me to work for some mean people. Sure enough did. Now I was at the baby's age right there. He's a little baby right there. But you know I had the babysit. That lady's baby. Sure enough. I had the babysit and clean the house and keep that baby from waking up in the night crying. Because if he cried, his mama's gonna whip on me.
They gonna be like,
There were some mean folks today out there. Mean folks. And so I always hated to go send away to somebody's house. And this lady named Miss Susan, oh, she was so mean. She had me sweeping the floor and dusting the furniture. I didn't know how to do that. Food, but we had no place to keep a lot of food. So anytime my daddy go out and maybe shoot a rabbit or catch a raccoon or something, that was our dinner. That's right. But my mama was a cook in the big house. You know what the big house is?
the White House.
That's the house where the slave owners lived.
Yeah.
And we lived out in the shacks in the back. When they sent me off to stay in folks' house like Miss Susan, I was away from my mom and I'd just be crying at night. I cried myself to sleep. And sometimes I just hold myself like my mama used to hold me and rock and hum. Made me feel so much better. Y'all hum me sometimes?
No.
Well, you should hum me.
No.
I don't know what it is, but something about humming and holding yourself and rocking makes you feel a little bit better. So you got to take care of yourself. You know sometimes folks is mean to you and everything. You just can't let them get you down, you know that? To my mama's house, I feel so much better, showing up. Now, somebody say they ain't know what the Underground Railroad was all about. Now, I ain't been the first person on the Underground Railroad. No way. Folks was traveling on that Underground Railroad for a long time. Because as soon as folks was brought here as slaves, we was trying to run away so we could be free. Nobody wants to be a slave.
No.
Nobody wants to be beaten and kids can't read and write. You know, 3 of my sisters got sold away from us.
So basically, you only have one left?
I left, they sold 3 of my sisters away when I was I was free, but my people were still slaves.
What about your friends?
All of them were still slaves.
Oh no.
I couldn't be happy up here, no, being free if they still in that slavery. So I went back. I went back to get my family. And my brothers that were still there, and I had one sister left, and my mother, my daddy, and anybody else who wanted to come up to be free with me, I'd go back and get them. That's right. That's why I found out about the Underground Railroad. Now, the Underground Railroad wasn't no real train underground. It wasn't no real train on top of the ground neither. The Underground Railroad was all about people. A team of people working together. You have free colored people, you had Indian people, you had white people all working together because they know that slavery was wrong. Black people working together, and they wanted to help us get to our freedom so we could be free and live good lives and send our children to school and get jobs and take care of our families. And so that's how I got to be called a conductor on the Underground Railroad.
What?
See, if you was gonna help folks on the Underground Railroad, you'd have them come to your house. And that house be called a safe house.
Yeah.
Yeah, safe house. Amen. And then me, I was a conductor. Because I was one of the folks that went back down in the South and come back up with folks for free. And as you gonna travel with me, you're gonna be called a passenger. Yeah, just like you was a passenger on a real train. We called you a passenger on the Underground Railroad. And y'all know what? My train never jumped the track. I never lost a single passenger. Never did. Ain't nobody that ever traveled with Harriet Tubman ever got caught and sent back to that slave. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That's something. Thank you. That is something. That is something. That's right. Yeah, baby. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now I can answer your questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there was people that were watching y'all outside, how did you sneak past them?
She asked me if there were people outside watching, how did she sneak past them? So one thing about what Harriet Tubman learned to do is she traveled at night, and she traveled in the winter time.
That's when people were asleep.
Exactly. People were asleep, and wouldn't be anybody standing outside just chatting during the summertime, like, you know, people out playing and staying out late and everything. She didn't have to worry about that because it was cold, and it would be winter time, and it would be dark early, so she had nice long nights to run away with.
But they never had cameras to watch you.
No cameras back then. This was a long time ago.
It was long technology.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I could do that, but this was a white lady that wanted to help her. She didn't like slavery. She didn't like that black people was treated bad like that. So, yes, there were some people that they couldn't trust, but there was a lot of good folks that wanted to help out. Who else? Running away, it was bad.
Oh,
They might beat you with the whip.
and say, what is a whip up and knock this out?
You won't get to knock them out because they're going to be holding you and beating you, and your mama and daddy couldn't help you because if they did, they're going to beat them. And then they might send you all down the deep south where you would never see your family no more. So they had the people
How many
scared.
miles is the distance?
I don't even know.
Where would they take you if there was no cars?
There was no technology, there was no cars. You was gonna walk down there or ride on the back of a wagon with a horse. And you get down there, they might put you on what they call the chain gang. You ever know what that is?
Yeah.
Your leg is chained to her leg, and her leg is chained to her leg, and this leg was chained to his leg, and this leg was chained to her leg. You know what? You couldn't run away. That's what they did.
What if we had?
She died at age 92. That's why I came as an old lady. And so she just got old, and she died like an old person does quite often when they get real old. Yes. Somebody had to write it down. A lady named Susan Bradford actually sat down with Harriet Tubman and interviewed her. And she told her stories. And that's why we know about her, because there were a whole lot of other people working on the Underground Railroad, not just Harriet Tubman. Most of them were men, and most of them can't say that they never lost a single passenger, but she wasn't the only one. And she wasn't a big lady either. She was only about 5 foot tall.
So that was
I'm literally her height. You still
Yeah.
remember?
So, before we go on, I want to talk about our vocabulary words, because I tell you some stories that I want you to think about. Listen, what is self-love?
When you love yourself.
You love yourself. What do you do when you love yourself?
You be happy.
You be happy.
You squeeze yourself.
You squeeze yourself. You're good to yourself. And you know what? Harriet Tubman loved herself enough to say, I'm not going to stay no slave. I'm not going to go down there in that deep south and let them beat me and keep me bad. I'm not going to do it. She determined to herself that she was going to be free.
What about her family?
She didn't knock anybody out. She just determined, I'm going to find a way to get free. That's another word, determination. What's determination?
Determination. Oh, it's on there. Your determination is.
What are you going to She decided this is what she's going to do, and nobody's going to stop her. And when she took people out, listen, teamwork. When she took people up to freedom, she told them, let's always keep on going. You're going to be scared.
Which was teamwork.
You're going to be hungry. They work together. But you got to keep on going. That's that determination. That's not my word. And teamwork. The people on the Underground Railroad, they work together. So you might get to someone's safe house, and they might give you a ride to the next station. Or they give you some food and some clothing. Because you know those slaves didn't have shoes. They
So
didn't
that
have
was bare
warm,
feet.
some of them, they didn't have warm clothes in the wintertime. Yes. So they needed those people to help them. And what's visualization? Did I tell you how she visualized she was free? Her daydreams were being free. So you want to keep those daydreams and believe that it can become true, because it can. So let's stand up. Let's get ready to do a happy dance. Show me how happy.
So you either get up and walk, or you die right here. When he knew I was serious about hurting him, boy, I tell you, you never seen someone jump up and move so fast. So actually, I just had to let them know I was determined to get them to a better life. It was worth seeing them a little.
Scary. Wasn't it scary?
Yeah.
It was worth seeing them a little. So basically, Moses was what?
Harriet Tubman.
She was
Determined.
determined. She was determined. She was, who can tell me what determined means? You got to be
Like
determined.
you really wanna finish or so you're determined to do it.
Okay, you telling me determined is determined, but that's not the meaning. Determined.
Keep doing something over and over again until you do it.
Okay, Sean.
So, when you supposed to get this?
London, what's determined? Okay.
It can be like you're really trying to do something instead of like you would if you wanted to play basketball but you don't want to that much. But if you want to play soccer, you really want to, you're determined to do it.
Okay. Kalia?
If you're determined, you're not gonna give up.
All right. Okay. Okay. So it started off, the story started off, never, Churchill said, never, never, never,
Give up.
never, never, never
Give up.
So that means if you never give up, you are
Determined.
You are
Determined.
All right. So should you be? Give me an example of when you should be determined.
Now.
Are you listening?
I do now.
She's talking about the grapevine. What did you know about the grapevine?
That it was like, if you say something to the grapevine, it'll pass on.
Right. Still today, that's the best way to get the word out to people. Is word of mouth, they call it now. So if I tell you and you go home and tell somebody else about the grapevine and that's exciting. I like that. I'm gonna tell somebody else and the world can spread information just like that. That's what social media does now, right? Yeah, when people start watching something, they say, "Oh, you got to listen. You got to watch this one. That was good." Right? Deciding to commit to achieve your goals. Who has some goals? What's your goal? What's one of your goals?
One of my goals is to own my own business and
Own your own business and what else?
be a football player.
Be a teacher, artist, football player.
A professional soccer teacher.
Great. You all got some great long-term goals, right? I didn't get yours, babe. Did you get your hand up? What's yours? Teacher. Those are long-term goals, right? You got a long way to get those.
Right here.
Anybody got a goal for this year? Good grades. For this year. Or this school year. Good grades.
Not get suspended
That's
more
a good
than
one.
one time.
Okay. How about you? All have goals. So what we have to be is determined to reach those goals. What's some other words that are mean the same thing? What's this?
Willpower.
Willpower. You heard that term before?
It
Now.
means will when you got a lot of power.
It means if you want to, you got a lot of power. It's up to you to do it. Persistence. You heard of persistence?
Yes.
Same thing.
I heard of consistency.
Well, this is persistence. You keep on going. You keep on going.
Confidence.
Confidence.
I know
We
that.
had confidence.
I got confidence when I'm in math.
Okay, you know you're good at math.
Yeah, I've been.
I've been good at math.
Okay, what you gonna say?
I got confidence when I'm beat.
Good. Tenacity. Tenacity is the same thing. That's another word. And then firmness. You're firmly committed to doing this thing to reach your goals. That's determination. So today, I thought I'd tell you my story. Tell you my story about determination. And the reason why I want to share my own story is because I want you all to realize, even though you're learning about Harriet Tubman, you're learning about things that can help you right now, and as you grow up. Next slide.
Ms. Rollins.
Next slide. Okay. So, you know, in my book, and you always looking at this picture and saying, is that you? Yeah, that's me. I wrote this book in 2013, so that's some years ago.
I know that.
Yeah.
That was when I was.
As you're just saying, in this book, the story says, keep on going. Keep on going. keep on going is what she told people. You got to keep going. If you're going to get where you want to go, you got to do what?
Keep on
going.
And she didn't want them to go back because she was going to tell the people about the underground.
Right, there's so many reasons. If you want to have a better life, if you want to be that doctor, that football player, have that business, be that teacher, you got to keep on going.
I have acne and
You wanted to get to freedom, you just sometimes you got to deal with things that are hurting sometimes. You just have to keep on going or you won't make it. If he was to go back, well, only way he tell people about the people that helped him, he was also going to get beat by his owner for running away, and his life could be miserable. Yes.
And that's the same thing as never give up.
Never give up. Keep on going. Next
Same
slide.
thing as being determined.
So, this is Winston Churchill. So you heard his quote. This is a picture of him.
Y'all listen.
British.
You heard of England and the Queen of England?
Yes, rest in peace.
Right, rest in peace, the Queen of England. Well, he worked for her during the World War II. We're going to win this war if we keep working on it. Same thing with everything else. That's determination, right?
So you said that he used to work for who? Who did she say he used to work for, y'all?
Queen Elizabeth.
Exactly. That's
I just did
Okay.
Who is this?
You!
Yeah, I don't look like that anymore.
Hold up!
I don't look like that anymore. Do I?
You look like Miss McKinney.
They used to tell us that. Miss McKinney and I used to go to this school called Grace A. Green. And we did look alike. People told us we looked alike. We've been knowing each other since grade school, since we were you and your age. We went to grade school.
No, they're friends.
From kindergarten. From kindergarten on up. I'm about 8 or 9
Y'all look
years.
like twin sisters.
Are y'all sisters?
No.
This
My
reminds me of
name-
that one show.
That one show.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember that sister.
Okay.
All right, let's
Now,
move on.
in the 7th grade, you haven't got there yet. Well, I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if everybody did it, but we had to go and research a occupation. Like, have you researched how you become a doctor? Well, we had to go interview somebody. So I went to a hospital and interviewed a lady who was a dietitian. You know what a dietitian does? A dietitian or a nutritionist, sometimes we call it nutritionist, we help people learn how to eat healthy.
That's
Like that one lady? Is that
Donna.
Rebecca? Is that her?
Now,
Does that.
this is just what I found on the internet. I don't know these ladies.
Yeah.
But I found out what a dietitian does, where the dietitians work, what kind of education I would need, and how much money I would make if I was to be a dietitian.
How much?
So I had a goal from the 7th grade that I was going to be a dietitian. Well, actually, I was going to be a nutritionist. When I went to college, I found out they call them dietitians, and then there were certain registrations you can have to be qualified to get more jobs. So that's what I went to school for.
If you want to be any type of doctor, doesn't that take like 4 more years of school?
To be a doctor takes a lot of school. You got to go through good grades in high school so you can get into a college, right? And then you got to get into a medical school, right? So that's another 4 or 6 years, or even more.
Never mind.
It takes a lot.
If you want to be a
4 or 6
specialist,
years.
if you want to be a specialist, if you're determined to do it,
I want to be a
What?
bounty hunter.
you can do
I'm
it.
determined.
What about a surgeon?
Listen what I'm saying. Listen. What I did here is what you're going to need to do before you really start deciding where you want to go in your life. You may not need to do it now, but eventually you need to look up what it takes to be a doctor. How much school, what kind of classes do you have to be good in to be a doctor?
Science.
Good, science
Science
and math. What
and
are you going to
doctor.
say, Sean?
Science and doctor stuff.
CPR. Medical.
Yeah, medical.
Okay, right. What are you going to say?
No, I'll show you.
Okay, so I'm just letting you know. Now, as young people, you can still be planning for your future. Now, you can change your mind. That's okay. But you need to know now. To be a doctor, you got to take science, which I found out. I had to take science classes, chemistry, biochemistry, organic chemistry, biology, anatomy, physiology. And I'm just being a dietitian. You have to do that to be a nurse, to be a doctor, to be a scientist. Lawyers don't take those science classes, but you take other classes. Yes. Tradition, people celebrate when they graduate. They're so happy they just finished with school and whoa, I'm throwing up my hat. That's just something. You'll do it when you graduate.
You sure will.
You will. Okay. Determination. I want to talk about determination. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm scared to be a
Listen.
Listen.
I've been to 4 different colleges.
Ooh, dang.
When I graduated from Roosevelt, I knew I wanted to be a dietitian, and I wanted to go to the University of Cincinnati. That was Cincinnati. I didn't have enough money. I couldn't get the student loan that I needed. So I stayed home and went to Wright State for a year. You know about Wright State University?
Mm-hmm.
So the next year I was able to go to University of Cincinnati. So I went to University of Cincinnati for 2 years. That's where I started my math classes and my science classes and classes with nurses, students, and things like that. And that's when I discovered that my math skills and my science skills were not good enough. I was failing those classes. I was failing those classes. I was. And then you had to take anatomy. You had to know every organ and body part, every bone in your body, how they work together. Those were not easy classes.
6 bones.
Huh?
That's 1 and 6 bones.
Right. It's not easy.
I want to go to Rice State.
Okay, good. So listen. So after their 2 years, I got married. Had a little girl, and I still went back to University of Dayton.
What's your
So now I was married and a mother, and I went back to school and finished at University of Dayton, graduating in 1975.
What's your daughter's name or how old?
Oh, come on
Guys, come
now.
on now.
Okay? What am I talking about?
Your school.
What am I talking about? What's our topic?
You teach you how everything. What you want to
Determination. I'm telling you, the road is not always smooth.
That's right.
It's not always that you're gonna, it's not always you say you're gonna do that and you're gonna have an easy way to get there. That's what Harriet Tubman is trying to teach you. You got to keep on going no matter what the roughness that you run across is. So later on, I went back to school after being grown and got a master's degree. And my daughter, Tiara, and I graduated the same year. She graduated from college and I graduated from graduate school the same year. So you can still keep going to school once you get grown and kids are grown. You don't ever have to stop learning.
So,
Next slide.
was it still racist?
Okay, now, just because you go to college and you get a job, that doesn't mean you stop studying and stop learning. So on my job, I did different types of things other than just my main job. I was active in my church. I was in the community. We had health programs. I was out teaching people in the community about how to eat healthy and things like that. I worked at a committee at work that taught people stress management, so how to keep from being overstressed and being ill and upset all the time. I took classes in public speaking, and this is a company called Toastmasters International, which is worldwide speaking club. When you get grown, or even a teenager, if you want to learn how to be a better public speaker, you can join Toastmasters. And you go to meetings and you get help learning how to get comfortable speaking.
So like a therapist?
No, just like a club. Like we say, we're going to have speech class here. Everybody gets a turn to do their speech. First one might be just 3 minutes. But then you learn to add more. You get to use your gestures and you used to use your vocabulary and show videos or pictures that help you speak so that you can be a better communicator, right? Communication, is that important? That's why I joined Toastmasters Club. And also I helped plan the Black History Month program. Next slide. I'm telling you this because that's how I got started with Harriet Tubman. I was active in Toastmasters, I was learning how to tell stories, I was doing Black History Month, and I saw this movie. It was that, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Cicely Tyson, she was portraying Harriet Tubman. And she told a story in the movie that I said, wow, I never heard that before. And I said, I need to go to the library and learn more about Harriet Tubman. So when I started learning about Harriet Tubman, I learned so much things that nobody had told me before, that I never heard before. And so I started traveling around Washington State. This is how I looked the first time I started doing Harriet Tubman. That's what I used for my little costume. And I said, I'm gonna go around and travel and share her stories and help people learn more about her. And then I decided I wanna write a book. How does someone write a book? I didn't hear you.
By being determined.
By being determined, exactly, babe. That's what it's all about. A lot of people say, oh, I like to write a book, but they're scared to get started. Or they get started and they don't finish. You have to be determined. You set out a plan. And I didn't know how to write a book, so I took some classes on writing books. I joined some clubs that writers attend and learn more about writing books. So just because you don't know how to do it now, doesn't mean you can't learn how to do anything you want to do. And it's so easy now. Where do you go find out stuff? Where do you go to find out stuff? On the internet, right? It's right there. I had to go to the library, you know. We had to go to actually get up and walk and go to the library and take out a book. All you have to do is at your fingertips right now to learn anything you want to learn. So I'm saying all this just to keep you in mind that this is what this is all about. I put these titles together, these 30 lessons, is to help you as young people who you are right now, know that you can do whatever you want. When Harriet Tubman was your age, she was a little slave girl. She couldn't read and write. She didn't know that she could do anything other than just survive. But we know her name today, and she's been dead over 200 years.
Over?
No, I'm sorry. She hasn't been dead that long. She's been dead over 100 years. She was born over 200 years ago. How many people do you know about that was down that long? Not many, right? You know why?
Great.
Because nobody wrote about them. And that's one other thing I want you all to remember. You can write your stories and learn how to keep a record of things so that somebody later on can learn about you. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Okay. So here's my kids today. That's Adia, my son Ari, my daughter Atier, her son, his son, and his daughter and wife. What happened?
It's very static.
Can you go back? We went backwards.
He said it right.
Oh, okay. And that's my mother.
Where? Oh.
She's gonna be 101 on Friday.
She died.
No, that's my mother. That the other one was my grandmother.
That's my mom's name.
One more, and then we're gonna go on.
Portugal.
Portugal, great. You can go all over the world. You can. But how are you gonna get there?
Traveling.
Are you doing a live action?
What's it gonna take you to get there?
Hours.
Dedication.
Vacation and what?
Determination.
Determination. If you want to do it, don't ever stop wanting to do it. Yes.
Jaden, I'm coming.
Okay, great. Now, okay, listen, one more thing I want to add. From watching somebody else do a movie about Harriet Tubman, now I have a movie about Harriet Tubman. Now,
What is it?
What do you think about that?
Next year.
So that just shows you never stop growing. And like I said, I got a new book about Harriet Tubman that
Can we
just
get a
came
sneak
out
peek?
this year. It's similar to the one you have, but a little bit different. But I'm just saying, you never need to stop
I mean, it looks fun.
trying and learning different things. I got one more slide, if you can, one more slide.
Oh yeah, Miss Carol.
It's just a
Miss
review.
Carol. On the whiteboard.
December 12th.
No, the elf.
The elf, oh, the elf on the left, okay. All right, so let's review this again because your homework. You heard my story, determination, right?
Yes.
I want you to find out somebody else's story. And I want you to write it down in your journal. So who's somebody that you think had a good determination story that you know? Your Nana. You can talk to your Nana and ask her about when she went to school and what she wanted to do when she went to school and how she got where she is. How about you?
My sister,
Your sister. Great. How old is she?
22.
Okay. So she has a story. Yes. Your mom? Definitely. How about you?
Sister 27.
Huh?
My sister.
Your sister? How about you?
My great grandma.
Your great grandma, yes, definitely.
My cousin.
Your cousin, okay, Sean.
His aunt.
His aunt. You're not feeling well, are you? You can put your head down. You're not feeling well. Okay, ladies,
Sean. Sit up.
go ahead.
My dad.
Come here, Sean.
Your dad. Okay. How about you, lady? Young lady.
You right here. Right arrow. You. Oh, my mother.
Okay. So, what are you going to go home and talk about? What's this word?
Determination.
Determination. So, ask about determination. These are the things that you might ask about. Willpower. What's your story? What did you want to be when you were in school, when you were my age? Ask them, did they, have they changed their mind? Are there still things they want to do? All these are just to help you learn that you can do anything you want. Anything you want. Right? Got it?
So you want them to write that in their,
So I want you to get your workbooks out and go to that chapter, determination.
Oh, you said workbook?
Your workbook.
Be determined.
Be determined. Yes, be determined. Look for that chapter
your workbook.
in your workbook. And what are the questions?
Okay.
Jada.
Book bag. Picking up a book bag.
We'll take it. It was backpack.
Okay, good. 5 points for you two. Good
If y'all blurt out-
communication.
If y'all blurt out, then you're not gonna do it. Okay, Jaden, your turn. Are you gonna have your hand? Jaden, okay. If you get it right, you're gonna be the next person to go.
Is it 18?
Don't get behind the chair. Come out so everybody can see you.
Huh?
I got 5 points.
Oh.
Put 5 points on your paper tomorrow.
I see it.
That one is kind of hard.
I cannot see you. I
Alright,
did not
Sean.
see you.
Spider.
Yep.
All right, good job.
Because he was
Okay.
I do that tomorrow.
That was kind of
I do that
hard.
tomorrow.
Okay, let me see it.
A spider.
Hold up, wait a minute.
You can't talk. You can't say anything.
Okay, here we go.
Give yourself your 5 points.
Are you okay? No sound. Come here. Not verbal. All right. Keyshawn. No, what is it?
Oh, buddy.
No. What's your?
Tiger?
No.
What? Oh, get away. Oh.
Kai. No.
Oh.
Aubrey.
Lion?
Yeah, it was a lion.
No.
All right.
So do I get a
Yes.
So I get the points for somebody guessed it right.
We got 10 person.
Kalia.
Oh, okay.
Go over there.
Yeah, I'll leave it.
Mine is boring.
Bye-bye.
Good.
I wanna go.
Kalia,
Watch
your
her.
homework.
I gotta go.
Can you go again?
Alright.
Ow, my hand is so bad.
Right here.
That fishing thing.
Just say fishing. It's no fishing. Oh, you thought it was a fishing rod. What is she actually doing? Fishing. Alright.
Okay, good job.
Right here. Yeah, come on, bring yours over here. Right here. Fishing.
I do it
No,
first.
here, give me your card.
Oh.
Okay, ready.
Yeah, I get the point.
Yeah.
Right, it's only $10.
Okay. Alright, go ahead, Miss Sheree.
Wait, if we get another phone, we put it in this box.
Watch her. Watch her.
I'm watching.
I need something.
Alright, let me see. Sean.
Banging on the desk or something.
Nope. Keyshawn.
Hammering something in.
That was gonna be hard.
Put something on the wall.
Can I call?
It is hammering something in. You're not really giving them all of the description, though.
Go ahead, add more. You were hammering. Go ahead, see what else you add to
Add
it.
more to it.
What's she
She has
hammering?
to add more to her action. Hammering is right, but there is something.
She's mad and
No. It's not an emotion. Hammering something in. Let me get Keisha.
Oh my
I just tell you that hammering was right. All right, I'm about to go to another team.
hammering her desk.
I'm going to another team. Okay, Jason.
Hammering a nail.
Hammering a nail. Hammering a nail. I'm sick. Hammering a nail. No, wait, Wisher, you have one? Oh, okay. All right, so you're gonna. Okay. Wisher gets 5.
Right here, at 5. Put it on your.
I already had pit 5.
That was another, that's another.
You get another 5.
Get another 5.
You need another 5 too.
I think that's what
Watch, guys.
What's your hand?
All right, Wisher.
She's trying to get 5.
No.
What are you doing?
I got 2
He's actually doing the action.
Putting on his shoe.
Nope. It's really not an action, it's an object.
Oh,
It's an item.
oh, I gotta have it.
Right.
Like, he has a toy. Like, oh!
Putting shoes on?
Nope.
That's what that's
Nope, it's just one word. Nope. It's not an action, it's an item, it's an object.
Shoes. A robot.
Well, one more chance and then he stumps you guys. One more chance, Aubrey.
He's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do you have? What is it?
Boots.
Boots.
Oh my God.
That was what I'm talking about.
I
I said it is an object. I said it's an item, an object. No, I said it's not an action.
But he did this.
He probably did that
I
with
was
it just to do
like,
that. All right, what you?
I was filming.
How are we doing on time? It's about time to wrap up.
Nobody, you get
I
5.
said just 5.
He
Okay.
gets 5. He's on
One more. What team hasn't done it? Anybody?
Kayana.
Kayana, your turn.
Hold on. Kai will be after Mariah.
Oh, I didn't see her.
Watch her. Turn around. Kai, turn.
Oh!
All right, Jaden. Jump up.
All right.
All right, Kai, bring me your card.